traveled and initiated many people around the world. Tell us a little bit about the path of how we become adept of the Babaji Kriya Yoga techniques.
Well, the Kriya Yoga is given in a series of what's called initiations. And initiations are like a seminar, but involves a transmission of energy and consciousness from the teacher to the student. And it also involves experiencing for the first time the potential of the techniques which are given. So the techniques in the Kriya Yoga tradition are never published or never written down. They're only transmitted in person from teacher to student. So in this way, the techniques maintain their integrity. They're not modified. And this is how traditionally yoga has been taught for thousands of years. It's only in recent times in the sort of New Age culture where everything is written down, everything's published, everything's on the website, on the internet, but nobody practices.
So thank you very much. It's quite so true, yes.
When you are not allowed to write down or publish what you have learned, the only way you can remember it is by actually practicing it. So this is the beauty of what we call the esoteric traditions, which emphasize this sort of confidentiality, and it ensures that only those who have practiced it can remember it and can pass it on to others.
And I understand that those steps, or well, I don't like using the word steps. However, it is a series of initiation. Tell us the relationship between these initiations and the chakras, please.
Well, I suppose it's a very loose, maybe a metaphorical relationship. I think everybody who has ever heard of the word yoga today considers it to be something having to do with the physical plane and the physical body. And so our physical needs of security and survival and reproduction, these are associated with the first chakras. And so most of our needs are problematic in that area. So we could say that opening up the first chakras through the practice of Kundalini Yoga, or what's called Hatha Yoga, which is the last area of development of Kundalini Yoga about 800 years ago, focuses on awakening this potential power in the first chakras. And as it rises, as this energy rises up into the higher chakras, one begins to experience the psychological states more and more associated with the heart chakra, for example, love and compassion, the throat chakra, creativity, the eyebrow center chakra associated with intuition, and finally the crown chakra associated with superconsciousness and awareness of the presence of the Lord. So, of course, we live in a culture today which emphasizes materialism. That is, one's happiness depends upon how much one can consume, how much one possesses, sensuality, hedonism to some extent, and also individualism, competition. So this is how yoga has been adapted to the Western culture to fulfill those needs. And typically the chakras associated with these higher psychological states, they're not something which is addressed in the presentation of yoga in most yoga studios today. They're generally focusing just on taking care of the physical body's needs and its health and relaxation, stress management, this sort of thing.